Hey yo, what's going on? Welcome back. It's an all new Cloud City TV with your favorite music producer, Matthew James. Before we get into it, it would mean so much to me if you hit that button below to subscribe. Once a week, I come in here and invite you into my lovely home studio and show you a little bit about what I'm working on for the week. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. This week, we're going to be working on a song that I actually started on this show a couple weeks ago, for those of you that are regular watchers. If you're not, you can become one today. Hit that button below and subscribe. Always helps me out, man. But anyway, so like I said, we started this a couple weeks ago. I'll play a little bit of it for you right now so you jog your memory. So that's a little bit of where we got. I did a little bit of work on it at some point after the last video, but not too much. I added this little vocal. 1, 2. That was actually from this larger vocal right here. Starlight, moonshine, we're like so high and it feels right inside. Which is cool. That vocal is cool, but I don't like it for this song. I don't know, it doesn't really fit the mood I was going for. So we're not going to use it. You'll remember that we also pulled this awesome piece. Ooh, that shit is so cool. I love that. So we pulled that from this song we sampled, if you remember. So that's where we got that piece from, and then the rest are drums. So for a vocal, I actually recorded some of this the other day, and then Kim, I love you Kim, she called me, so I didn't get to record all of it, but I did start chopping something up. It's this really funny interview I found on YouTube. So it's this interview here.
Took a lot. I took like 500.
As we were walking to camp, I realized I couldn't walk.
I got like a sloth pen, Play-Doh, bunch of weird stuff.
Wow, look at me go.
I'm gonna go off on my own.
Like I was alone, my friends had gotten a bag.
Rushing out to get ready.
People versus mushrooms.
I've actually only done acid once.
Okay, so that's the video that we sampled. I mean, if they're gonna put it up on the internet, I'm gonna take it. Oh, hold up. I thought I put this video on the other side and it doesn't look like it's stuck that way. Let's see. Hold up. Alright, now we should be good. Now my video, it might have been on this side of the screen and now it should be on this side of the screen or vice versa of that. We'll find out. Anyway, okay. So, like I said, that's the video. I pulled the vocals out with this nifty tool that I have. And then what I'm going to do, we're going to go through this vocal today, which is from that YouTube video. We're just going to cut out the pieces that I think I could use in the overall track. So I don't know how far we're going to get as far as building the rest of the track, but you're going to see the process of like picking these vocals out and then kind of seeing where we can lay them among the rest of this song as we build it out. So like I got a couple pieces already. It's a long interview, but like you'll notice, like, so here's the beginning.
I took a lot. I took like 500.
So like that's a cool little or funny thing, you know? So like I took that piece and I just drop it down here. So now this is like the same track. It's just I put whatever I'm going to use in here almost like a bank. So now I'll have all of them. And then when we're done, I'll delete all the shit I'm not going to use. And I'll just have a whole bunch of sound clips of ones that I probably am going to use or can use. And then whatever's left of that, you just get rid of.
I took a lot. I took like 500.
So that's all. So we're just going to go through the rest. Like here's another one I got.
What's your favorite psychedelic?
And then you'll see. You can pull them in and out as you go. There's a lot of good stuff in this one. A lot of good stuff we got here. Okay. All right. So stick with me. We're gonna go through this, and you'll hear how this goes, and we'll see what we get. We'll see what we get.
Yesterday, yes, I did 2.3 grams of.
So hard to have a bad trip here.
Yesterday, yes, I did 2.3 grams of mushrooms.
Oh, wow.
And it was a horrible time.
Love these stories. Tell me what happened.
I did it around like, I don't know, 9 o'clock or whatever. Yeah, at night. In. And then...
Here? Like you can handle it fine? It's not overstimulating?
Yes. Yeah.
I've never had any issues with acid here? Like you can handle it fine? It's not overstimulating? You like hang out in your tent or wherever you're staying on the come up, or would you come up on the dance floor?
Oh, on the dance floor. Yeah.
And then as we were walking to camp, I realized I couldn't walk. I was like,
Get physically anxious a little bit.
And it's not overstimulating?
I find the come up, I get physically anxious a little bit.
You like hang out in your tent or wherever you're staying?
And the come up, I find the
So that's kind of a cool piece right there.
I find the come up, I get physically anxious a little bit.
You like hang out in your tent or wherever you're staying on the come up, or would you come up on the dance floor?
Oh, on the dance floor. Yeah.
and then as we were walking to camp,
Or would you come up on the come up, or in your tent or wherever like hang out in your tent or wherever you're staying on the come up, or would you come up on the dance floor?
Oh, on the dance floor. Yeah.
and then as we were walking to camp, I realized I couldn't walk. I was like, I can't do this. So I was like, I want to sit by this confused. All I use the candy flip.
Alone, you're waiting for it. You're like, do I feel it yet? Do I feel it yet? That's actually a good technique.
I live for the music.
That's actually a good technique.
See, that's a really good one.
I live for the music, and I don't push away from it because that's how you get anxious and the fear, and I just let the experience take me, and usually I'm fine.
You need like a home base, somewhere to go to breathe.
So this piece right here this might be like the main piece of the whole thing, like the part before drop, if you want to say. This is a really good piece. There's a lot to it. The other thing, when you're looking, if you're a newer producer, if you are a producer watching this and you're like picking tips up on it or trying, one tip I do have when you're listening to these, especially the interviews and spoken word, it's not just what is being said, but a lot of this and how good it comes out in the song is kind of the tone or the delivery in what's being said, not just the words, but actually like the delivery of it. So for example, like you saw how I skipped through like this one guy.
I feel like it's
Confused. All I could hear was like, you've done this before. You're good. You can do this. Like,
So like that, and just for this song, you know, it's like he just doesn't sound like what I'm kind of looking for. I don't really see fitting that kind of voice into it. And you'll see like later, I think, as the song progresses, why that tone, I guess you can say, wouldn't have fit in this song. But that's why, like, if you're wondering why you're skipping through some, like, obviously you're looking for the coolest phrases, but it's not always just a phrase, it's sometimes how it's delivered. Like, this girl, like...
I live for the music, and I don't push away from it because that's how you get anxious and the fear, and I just let the...
Her tone just really fits kind of the idea I have in my head for the song as far as where, like, at least where it's going right now. And this could change 100 times. But right now, this is where we're at, and that kind of fits it. Kind of like a real, like, that flute gives me, like, a real, like, I don't know, like Alice in Wonderland-y kind of vibe. Like, I kind of feel like this is going to be one of those tracks you kind of just, like, float around to a little bit with the drums under it. So, we'll see. We're going to keep going now.
Like a home base, somewhere to go to breathe, to catch your breath. It could be your tent.
I do have like a base here, but I was...
Drug to take at the festival. You said acid. Would that be your favorite thing?
That's my favorite drug.
And that girl too, like I can't use her voice. Like she's funny as shit though. I've watched this interview. She's hysterical.
Like that.
What is your favorite drug to take at the festival? You said acid. Would that be your favorite thing? You like it so much?
To avoid being full.
M and 2.
I hope she was alright too, by the way. She sounds like she was fucked up.
These festivals.
Still M. I like M and 2CB. They kind of synergize.
They're also talking about some drugs that I've never heard of, like this 2CB thing. I've never heard of this shit before.
Synergized really
Never
well.
tried it.
Kind of flipped 2CB and LSD.
What are you guys planning to do tonight? You said 2CB?
Yeah, we've like kind of coordinated when we want to take that. We've got a couple friends that are DJs and we want to be able to speak properly to our friends.
What I really liked about 2CB was like it gave me different visuals compared to like other psychedelics.
What was different about it?
You know, like the vibrating color that you normally see in animations, like Hypnotoad.
You had intense visuals on it.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I had it paired with a lot of ketamine.
What are you doing tonight? Any other drugs or just acid for you?
I'm on MDMA, LSD, a little bit of mushrooms.
So right now you're on all that?
Yeah.
That's called a Jedi flip.
Wow. Look at me go.
What is your favorite drug to do here at the festival? Mushrooms.
Always mushrooms.
So
ketamine here for me.
yeah? I hear a lot of ketamine.
Ketamine.
I hear that all day.
Yeah,
Why does everyone love it? Actually,
Ketamine, it keeps you going the whole
Yeah.
time. Yeah, you can wake up and do it and then go to
Yeah,
Why does everyone love it? Actually,
Ketamine, it keeps you going the whole
Yeah.
time. Yeah, you can wake up and do it and then go to bed and end it.
For me, it just helps me because I have depression and anxiety. I feel like it really calms me out, and
So that to me, I don't know if that's that sounds crazy.
For me, it just helps me because I have depression and anxiety. I feel like it really calms me.
Maybe K just seems like a wild thing to take for. I mean, I am obviously not a fucking medical doctor. I don't know shit about Dr. Ing, but that sounds crazy.
you ever done too much?
I find it's whenever you're here, if you
Yeah.
do too much and you end up in the hole, it's meant to be. You get stuck and you enjoy the stuck. Ketamine is the perfect drug for this place.
That's awesome. Is that it for tonight, or will there be more?
Might do a little K. We'll find out. We'll find out.
there's-
Might do a little K. We'll find out. We'll find
If
out.
there's a name for that one, Jedi Flip with K.
Jedi flip with a kick flip.
So I think we're gonna call the I think we're gonna call the song Jedi Flip.
We'll find
If
out.
there's a name for that one, Jedi Flip with K.
Jedi flip with a kick flip.
There you go. I love it.
Oh man, it's just the heat. Yeah, the heat. Yeah.
Heat is fucking rough here. Feels like you get heat stroke.
And yeah, it's the heat and the fucking fuck.
And the heat. And the heat. What are you planning to do tonight?
More male.
2 days in a row is bad. Bad Aisha.
I like MDMA.
That's your go-to?
Yes.
Will you do it 2 days in a row?
No.
Okay, good. A lot of people do it. That's fucked up.
I know.
No, I didn't take any Molly last night.
Oh, last okay.
Had my break, I've recovered, I'm ready to do more male.
So you just do it that one day. So you have one special day.
Yeah, I have one special day, probably once a year.
That's amazing. Special day.
Yeah, I have one special day, probably once a year.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Keeps the magic that
Yes,
way.
exactly.
What are you planning?
MDMA.
MDMA?
Yes,
Is it your first time doing it at the festival?
I've never done MDMA at any sort of festival before.
What kind of dose?
I think maybe 2 points.
How much M do you take when you take it?
I have not waited out. Well, here's the thing. I'm here with my dad, and I just go up to him, I'm like, hey Chris, I need some Molly. And
Call your dad Chris?
I do, I call him by his first.
How much M do you take when you take it?
I have not waited out. Well, here's the thing. I'm here with my dad, and I just go up to him, I'm like, hey Chris, I need some Molly. And
Call your dad Chris?
I do, I call him by his first
You
name.
must love that.
He really doesn't mind.
Okay.
I know, but he's good. He would never give me too much. He's well versed in the drug.
How old is your dad?
It was his birthday the other day. He's 53 now.
And
Yeah.
he's still doing M?
Oh yeah, he did a big acid trip last night.
I was
It's a
supposed to
tough
do
one.
acid with these guys, but they're already on acid.
Oh, well then just catch up.
How are you, Paulie? Well, it was nice chatting with you. Thank you for the interview. It was nice meeting you, bro. Honestly, you did good.
Good to meet you too.
You did good.
All right, that's crazy. We have a lot of good stuff. Let's see if we have anything we can use though. So
I took a lot. I took like 500.
okay.
What's your favorite psychedelic? What's your favorite psychedelic that you guys do?
I feel awesome.
LSD yesterday, so I doubled up. LSD yesterday. LSD yesterday. Well, I dropped LSD yesterday. Dropped LSD. Well, I dropped LSD yesterday, so I doubled up today.
Do you still feel it though?
Yeah, I took a lot.
I want that I took a lot part.
I took a lot.
You just yoga and the river afterwards. It gets me higher than everything else, but I'm doing MDMA, acid.
That part, I don't even use it. I just thought it was funny that he talked about doing yoga. How the yoga in the river gets him higher than everything else, and then he goes right into, but I'm doing
Everything else, but I'm doing MDMA, acid.
Amazing.
2 nights ago, I took Molly here. I lost my group, but I was like,
Okay.
This girl, I think, is the one that's going to end up being most of this song.
2 nights ago, I took Molly here. I lost my group, but I was like,
Okay.
whatever, I'm gonna go off on my own. Like, I was.
Hope this girl doesn't get offended by this.
It's because I took it yesterday. I feel like trying to like blast past that tolerance.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy too. Blast past the tolerance.
Try these things on. It's very.
Yeah. Stupid.
What are your plans for drugs here?
I think I'm gonna try acid tomorrow. Take a half or a full tab.
What are your plans for drugs here?
So now I think what I want to do is I want to go back. I'm going to go back. We'll go back and find all the times that they say MDMA, and then that'll just be like MDMA, 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 MDMA. I think that's kind of where we're going to go with this. I think now that I'm listening to the clips.
What are your plans for drugs here?
I think I'm gonna try acid tomorrow. Take a half or a full tab.
Yesterday, 3 tabs of acid and a little bit of ketamine. It was crazy.
What are your plans for drugs here?
I think I'm gonna try acid tomorrow. Take a.
I don't know. We'll see. They talk about so many different drugs.
Don't worry. I think it's only 2.
First day off, and I spent it at the river, super high on mushrooms.
Oh,
so-
wow. How much did you take?
I didn't weigh it out, but I just took like 2 mushrooms,
Okay.
which they're pretty big, so I'd say like 3.5 grams. First day off, and I spent.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it was a big.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it was a big trip. First day off, so I'd say. Yeah, it was a big trip.
Shambhala.
Not scared at any time? You were good.
No, I like do mushrooms a lot, so I've like G here and everything is so.
You were not scared at any time? You were good.
No, I like do mushrooms a lot, so I've like learned to like navigate the trips. Just like the energy here and everything is so perfect for mushrooms. It's so hard to have a bad trip here, honestly.
I find the come up. I get physically anxious a little bit.
This makes me anxious listening to her talk about it. So I don't know if I'm going to use it. Yeah, we got to see if we could piece this together somehow into a coherent record. All right.
I took a.
You just yoga and
Going out on. Going out on your own, you're always gonna have like a fun time, and I think that might have been like one of my favorite trips. Going out on your own, you're always gonna have like a fun time, and I think that might.
I took a lot. I took like 500.
you just yoga and the river after.
2 nights ago, I took Molly here. I lost my group, but I was like, whatever. Everything.
See, you could hear a quote sounds over that. All right, I kind of want to build a breakout first, or breakdown, and then I think once we start placing them in a breakdown, once you start placing the words in a breakdown, the rest should kind of just flow. So let's do a long, let's do 16. So we also want to cut out the low end on the kick and the drum. I mean, the kick and the bass. We're going to take out a lot of the low end, which you hear it a lot. You probably don't realize it, or you do realize it, and I'm just talking out of my ass. But anyway, all right, so that's what I want. Throw this on here. Now here, it'll just take out the lower end of the spectrum. It's basically taking out the bass. And we're we're actually going to repeat that on the bass line. Now we can take some of these vocals, and what we want to do is build like what'll be the breakdown essentially before the drop, and then the drop will come in and it'll be much more minimal, but we need to get the bulk of the vocals in here. And this is like, sometimes I'll do the drop first and put like vocals in the drop, and then I'll go back and do a breakdown. For some reason, or not some reason, I mean every song plays itself out differently, at least for me. And this one is telling me to, at least with these vocals, start with the vocals and a breakdown and then work into a drop, as opposed to working into doing a drop and then working into the breakdown. I think because of spoken word, it just might make easier, because a lot of this now is going to be piecing together, essentially making a new interview out of the interview, or just distorting what that interview was. I mean, really is what we're going to be doing, so it all fits together in a song form, per se.
It's just yoga and...
I don't like that one, so we're not even going to use that one. I just thought that was funny.
Going out on your own, you're always going to have like a fun time.
So I think we want to start with that guy.
What's your favorite psychedelics that you get?
I feel awesome.
I dropped
Where is it?
I took a lot. I took like...
I know, it's such a... Everything was just... 2 nights ago, I took...
It's because I took...
Where?
What are your plans for drugs here?
Don't worry, I think it's only...
First day off, and I spent...
You were not scared at any time? You were good?
So this one...
So tomorrow.
What are your plans for...
I'm going to start with that.
Your plans... What are your... What are your plans for drugs?
I think I'm gonna try acid. I think I'm gonna try acid tomorrow.
What are your plans for drugs?
I think I'm gonna try acid tomorrow. Take a half or a full tab.
What are your plans for drugs?
I think I'm gonna try acid tomorrow. Take a half or a full tab.
I want to cut out that little bit.
Take half or a full tab. I think I'm gonna try acid tomorrow. Take half or a full tab.
There we go.
I think I'm gonna try acid tomorrow. Take half or a full tab.
Perfect. All right.
Going out on your own, you're always going to have like a fun time. And I think that might have been like one of my favorite trips.
What's your favorite psychedelics that you guys do here?
I feel awesome.
I dropped LSD yesterday.
That's a good one.
I dropped...
What are your plans for drugs?
I think I'm gonna try acid tomorrow. Take a half or a full tab.
I dropped LSD yesterday.
What are your plans?
Going out on your own, you're always going to have like a fun time.
I feel awesome.
I took a lot. I took like 500.
2 nights ago, I took Molly here. 2 nights ago, I took Molly here.
That.
What are your plans for drugs?
I think I'm gonna try acid tomorrow. Take a half or a full tab.
I dropped LSD yesterday.
2 nights ago, I took Molly here.
It's coming together.
I took a lot. I took like...
I lost my group, but I was like, whatever, I'm gonna go off on my own. Everything was just so like happy. I know, it's such a love drug.
It's because I took it yesterday. I feel like trying to like blast past that tolerance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I think it's only 2.
Sometimes it's too much.
I didn't, well, my buddy gave me it first, and he was like, don't worry, I think it's only 2.
That sounds like somebody I know, which is so funny.
Don't worry, I think it's only... And
Oh, he thinks it's 2.
exactly. I was like, buddy.
First day off, and I spent it at the river, super high on mushrooms.
Oh,
so-
wow. How much did you take?
I didn't weigh it out, but I just took like 2 mushrooms,
Okay.
I didn't weigh it out, but I just took like 2 mushrooms,
Okay.
which they're pretty big, so I'd say like 3.5 grams.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I dropped LSD yesterday.
2 nights ago, I took Molly here. I didn't weigh it out, but I just took like 2 mushrooms.
gonna see if I can use the Jedi flip part. Obviously. I'm gonna switch that guy and that girl around.
What are your plans for drugs?
I think I'm gonna try acid tomorrow, take a half or a full tab.
2 nights ago I took Molly here.
I dropped LSD yesterday.
I didn't weigh it out, but I just took like 2 mushrooms.
I'm on MDMA, LSD, a little bit of mushrooms.
So right now you're on all that?
Yeah.
That's called a Jedi flip.
So, what is that?
I'm on. Wow. Look at me go.
Maybe?
Going out on your own, you're always gonna have like a fun time. And I think that might have been like one of my favorite trips. Been like one of my favorite trips.
Let's see something.
Favorite trips. I think that might have been like one of my favorite trips.
I want to make it sound like she didn't say that weirdly.
My favorite trips.
Not gonna work.
MDMA, LSD, a little bit of mushrooms.
So right now you're on all that?
Yeah.
That's called a Jedi flip.
I think that might have been like one of my favorite trips.
And all that?
Yeah.
That's called a Jedi flip.
Where did he say that?
Might do a little okay. We'll find out.
Oh. We can add that into this little...
On MDMA, I'm on.
I didn't weigh it out.
What are your plans for drugs?
I think I'm gonna try acid tomorrow, take a half or a full tab.
2 nights ago I took Molly here.
I dropped LSD yesterday.
Might do a little okay. We'll find out.
I didn't weigh it out, but I just took like 2 mushrooms.
Oh, shit.
2 mushrooms.
I'm on MDMA, LSD, a little bit of mushrooms.
So right now you're on all that?
Yeah.
That's called a Jedi flip.
I like that. I like that. I want to see... He says it again.
If there's a name for that one, Jedi flip with K.
Jedi flip with a kick flip.
There you go, I love it.
Got it. It's not gonna work.
I lost my group, but I was like, whatever, I'm gonna go off on my own. Everything was just so like happy and good vibes, and like everything was just so like happy and good.
I think. Let's see.
What are your plans for drugs?
I think I'm gonna try acid tomorrow, take a half or a full tab.
2 nights ago I took Molly here.
I dropped LSD yesterday.
Might do a little okay. We'll find out.
I didn't weigh it out, but I just took like 2 mushrooms.
I'm on MDMA, LSD, a little bit of mushrooms.
I live for the music, and I don't push away from it because that's how you get anxious and the fear, and I just let the experience take me, and usually I'm fine.
And like everything was just so like happy and good vibes. It's such a love drug. So like happy and good vibes. It's such a
Oh wait, we gotta automate that thing. Oh yeah, we gotta. So this we actually gotta turn off when the drop comes back in. So let's see. Oh, not that one. Device on. Do 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 do. All right, now.
A little bit of mushrooms.
I live for the music, and I don't push away from it because that's how you get anxious and the fear, and I just let the experience take me, and usually I'm fine.
and like everything was just so like happy and good vibes. It's such a love drug.
Cut that off.
Happy and good vibes. It's such a love drug.
Ooh, I think we got it.
It's such a love drug. Just so like happy and good vibes. It's such a love drug. So like happy and good vibes. It's such a love drug.
I kind of want to cut out everything except for I'm talking about Molly. I don't know if they say Molly in it enough, so what I'm going to probably have to do, because I got to cut this off anyway. Unfortunately, lunch is coming to an end. But I might start this up again later, because it is Monday today. So what I'll do is I'll probably just start another recording later. We'll kick back into this, because I think we actually do have something good going. So you have an idea of what it's going to be. Hold on. Actually, what we'll do is we're going to duplicate this again. So, because now that we have like a good start of the vocals, I want to get rid of all these other stuff that's in the bank. So now here's our vocal bank. We can actually rename it. So we have like Vox Bank. And we got Vox here. So we know that's the vocal we're going to be using. And this will be a Vox OG. Now that to me, now I just know that this is like basically the whole vocal. So like I'll just make this fresh like whole thing again. Bang. And now I can go through this, find like when they say Molly and stuff. But I already know these are good ones. Like we already picked these out. So I know I can use all these if need be. I know I have this as our start of like what'll be like at least one breakdown probably. And then if I need to, I can always go back into here and pull out more stuff, right? And then same thing, here's the instrumental, original instrumental, this one right here. So yeah, so I mean right now this is what we got. This is gonna like probably come in, this one, and then go out at the vocal.
What are your plans for drugs?
I think I'm gonna try acid tomorrow, take a bath, and full
2 nights ago I put Molly here.
I dropped LSD yesterday.
I'm doing okay. Why not?
I didn't weigh it out, but I just took like 2 mushrooms.
I'm on MDMA, LSD, a little bit of mushrooms.
I live for the music, and I don't push away from it because that's how you get anxious and the fear, and I just let the experience take me, and usually I'm fine.
And like everything was just so like happy and good vibes. It was such a love drug.
See, that works. By mistake.
Usually I'm fine.
And like everything was just so like happy and good vibes. It was such a love drug. Time, yeah, you can wake up and do it and then go to bed.
All right, yeah, I think we got a good start to this. I think it'll come together really good. I like that one too, but it just doesn't fit, I don't think, but it sounds so dope. I don't know, maybe we'll keep it. Either way, there should be another part of this, so you might not see this part, but if you do see this part, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe below. Do this every week. Something different every week. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Drop a comment. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. And that's all I got, man. Don't forget to tune in next week. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow me across all socials. At Matthew James Made It. That's all I got. Have an awesome day and an awesome, awesome weekend. Peace.